welcome back to Cricket for Americans. Nick here.
Gabe, the Night Watchman. What up, cuz?
And Gabe and I are here for another episode of
Cricket
Convos.
Convos.
And we hope that you guys have been enjoying our re-uploads as of late. We've got our UV6s re-upload and our killer bouncers. We're doing that here and there, to remind you guys of the journey that once was of Gabe and Nick. And it's funny because a lot of people are like, you guys know nothing about cricket. You don't know what this is? Just calm down. Calm down. They're re-uploads. I put on the title, all that kind of stuff. We hope you're enjoying that. Excuse me. We'll keep doing that from time to time. But today, we are talking about India versus West Indies, this big tour that's going to start in Ahmedabad in India. India needs some home love in the worst way right now, as from my perspective. West Indies, they're still battling out with England, right? So no disrespect to West Indies or England fans. No disrespect. Oh, you guys are doing it in India. They're playing right now. Listen, we want to talk about this as early as possible because it's coming up. And the state of both teams are still somewhat questionable, right? Somewhat questionable. West Indies is tied 2-2
questionable.
at home.
Questionable. Did you say questionable? Questionable.
Let me just do this.
Really? Questionable? You done lost. Questionable? Bro, the West Indies are embarrassing. Everybody was like, oh, they're going to whitewash England. England's never won a series in the West Indies. Oh, England just got embarrassed in the ashes. Questionable? Bro.
We talk about practice, man. We talk about practice.
all England fans that doubted England and my West Indies fan that were like, actually, to be honest with you, Don Antonio was like, bro, I don't feel good about it. A couple people were like, bro, it's embarrassing. You guys were so
nervous in that first match. Yes. I see why. I mean, you had England, you had the champ, right? Knocked down, so to speak. I mean, not really the champ. Australia's a champ, but you know what I mean. Right. You had a good white ball team knocked down, and they picked themselves up. And I'm sure the England fans are like, oh, where's our video about our victories? Listen, depression sells, all right? Depression sells. But we're going to be talking about the announcement that India had with their starting ODI squad in the first 3 games of the tour. It's not going to be a test tour. It's just going to be ODI and T20, 3 games each in the series in the tour. And Gabe will be talking about West Indies. Please don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoy these cricket convos. All right, so I'm going to start off by bringing in India right here. So you see my man right there. Rohit Sharma is back. Oh, the sheriff's back in town, baby. And I'm super excited about it. I'll get to that in a second. But here are the what do they got? The starting 18 who they're going to be taking or they're going to be having at home. We got Rohit Sharma, captain, Shreyas Iyer, Ravi Bishnoi, baby. We'll get to him in a second. KL Rahul, Deepak Huda, Mohammad Siraj, Ruturaj Gaikwad. Wow. Thanks a lot for the uncapped nonsense. Thank you very much, my IPL squad. Rishabh Pant, Prasidh Krishna. We saw him in the earlier tour. Shikhar Dhawan, Deepak Chahar, Kuldeep Yadav, Kuldeep, Virat Kohli, Shardul Thakur, Avesh Khan, Sky Baby, Washington Sundar, and Shahal. Now, let me tell you something. As depressed as I am about this squad, about the affairs of the Indian team in all formats, this list of players brings me so much happiness, brings me so much comfort. The fact that we have the man. All right, so just looking at a small sample size for Rohit Sharma as an ODI captain, 10 matches, 80%, baby, 8 out of 10. And I believe he may have lost his very first match, and then he went on a tear as a captain. I get it. Small sample size. I get that. But this guy, as far as IPL goes, this guy's a monster, right? All these rings, all these championships, 2 different teams for crying out loud. This guy knows how to stay the ship. And he's going to score you a whole bunch of runs, too, more times than not. But if he can't score the runs for whatever reason, he's still going to steer the ship in the right direction. He's going to make the right decisions. In Rohit, we trust, for crying out loud. And I'm super excited about these guys. You got some young blood in there, right? You got Gaikwad and Bishnoi. And I know you got a few thoughts on that. And Gabe's going to say it. But we told you, people. You can't judge off one season of the IPL. Can the guy play or can the guy play? Oh, he can play, right? Bishnoi is nasty even as a spinner. I'm excited to see what he does. I don't even care if he gets no wickets his first game. It's going to be exciting to see him, and in an ODI format too, which is fantastic. And Gaikwad, I mean, I secretly, as a Mumbai Indian fan, I'm like, get worn out during this tour, right? So you're not as fresh because you're used to being fresh, my friend. But this guy can be can you imagine if Rohit's like, I don't got to be the guy, which would be blasphemer, right? I don't know where you put him. Maybe he would just be to spell KL Rahul for one match. But can you imagine if you had a KL Rahul, a Gaikwad, and a Rohit Sharma as your first three? Oh my gosh. I mean, that's having three openers right there. That would be absolutely fantastic. You bring back Chahal, who obviously is a spinner like Khan is. Who am I missing here? Another spinner there. I'm not seeing the name. But they eat up in India, in the mid-bod. And you're going to have Chahal. He's in a good, form right now. I feel really good about Deepak Chahar's coming off a 50 for crying out loud and a good bowling spell. Dewan is back in. I mean, Kohli, you always want Kohli in your squad. You have Siraj. You have already mentioned Shahar. You have Sundar. I haven't seen Sundar for a while, so I'm excited to see Sundar. I think it's a good mix. You got a lot of young in there. You got a lot of experience in there. You got a whole combination. You have it being steered by the captain, Rohit Sharma. Gabe, it's all good on my side, and this is what I think India fans want to see. I'm super excited.
Now, here's the thing. Don't get too excited. And what I say, I'm being honest. I'm being honest. The reason I say that, not because I've got that much confidence.
Come at me, bro.
Bro, not because I got that much confidence in my West Indies. I'm going to tell you right now. We went in, and you were like, you guys are this smart. What do you talk? Why are you guys so nervous? You're destroying England. Now you know why Brunel, myself, Don Antonio, all the West Indies fans were in there big. We were in there nervous, cousin, in that first game we streamed because we know this team. But Gaikwad was on the last team and didn't get selected. Okay, right. They had other options to do. So just because the guys make the side don't mean that they're going to get the selected. And it's going to be interesting to see who they select. Okay, they went with Iyer, both Iyers, right? Venkatesh Iyer last time, and Sirius Iyer, who really contributed nothing, I would say, for the most part. And I mean, I think Venkatesh Iyer.
Do you see Agrawal on this list anywhere?
I get it.
Right?
I get it. So there should be some changes, especially since Rohit's here now, but don't get excited. With that being said, do me a favor. You give me your playing 11. Who do you go with? I would like to know what your playing 11 is before we move on to my West Indies.
All right. So my starting 11. Ooh, I do agree with you. I mean, I'm getting really excited about Gaikwad because
I love Gaikwad.
Because you can't beat him. Join him, right? Come join us, please. Stop the misery of Mr. Nicholas Peterson here. But I agree with you. I don't think he has a chance, especially the first two games. He might be thrown in the third game. Or there's an injury or there's a rest fatigue. Who knows? But I think KL will Rohit Sharma. That's a dream opening partnership with these guys. KL will definitely do. He still had some good performances. So I think those two at the top. Okay. And then it gets very, very. I would put Kohli at 3, but you might want to put him at 4. But I put him at number 3. And then Shreyas Iyer has not impressed me, but I've got to keep him in there. I think this guy, he's going to come after Dewan. Maybe Dewan 3, Kohli 4, Shreyas Iyer 5, Pont 6. Okay? I'm going with 6 batsmen right off the bat. I would love to see a Jadeja on this list, but he's just not healthy yet.
Not available.
And then, yeah, seriously. And then I would go with Chahal easily, and I would go with the Devesh Khan. I know Kuldeep Yadav is like a specialist in India, but I haven't seen him for like 13 years or something like that. So Khan and Chahal, and no particular batting order. I would go to Shardul Thakur, 100%. This guy's going to get you a century every time he bats. Just joking. And then, it's crazy because there's no Bumrah. There's no Shami. The Pacers is a little lean, right? I would definitely go with the Deepak Chahar. And then, man, are there any all-rounders I didn't think of? I put Bishnoi in there. I got to put Bishnoi in there because I was so high on Bishnoi.
Well, Thakur is basically your all-rounder. He's not considered an all-rounder.
Yeah,
but
unofficial. So is Chahar, right? So is Chahar for crying out loud.
And, I mean, you've got other options to go with. Me personally.
But I didn't mention Sky, and I would like to see Sky in there. So I'd probably take Iyer out to put Sky. He'd be the first person I would take out to put Sky in there.
Bro, you got way too many. You got way too many batsmen. Think about this for a second.
Never.
Look. You want Rohit's opening with KL, Dewan, Kohli, Sky now, 5, Pont, right? 6,
Chahal, Bishnoi. I forgot about Bishnoi. I got 2 top spinners right there. Shahar and Siraj, right? And then do I want to go with 3 spinners of Avesh Khan, or do I want to go with 3 pacers? I'm good to go, my friend. I'm good to go.
Ooh, interesting. You know, as I got to say, looking at that list, I can't disagree with you. Just your squad, you know them a little bit better than I do. Me personally, I think they're going to go with a little bit of experience. So I agree with you. As much as I love Ruturaj Gaikwad, I don't think he's making the side. Because who are you going to sit? All right, he's an opener. Are you sitting KL? Are you sitting KL Rahul? No. Are you sitting Sharman? No. So they're both going to be opening, and then and basically he's an opener, right? Are you going to put him at 3 and then let's say move a Shikhar Dhawan? Probably not, or a Kohli? Not. I can't see him batting lower in the order, and that's the good thing about Sky. Sky can open or can bat lower in the order.
Anyway,
you can see him down there. So I agree with you. The only thing I would say is I would probably go with. I don't think they're going to go with both Deepak Chahar and Sridhar Thakur. They'll probably go with Washington Sundar because he's considered more of an all-rounder, along with Thakur or Chahar.
Yeah,
and then
got some batting skills. That's right.
Yeah, Mohammad Siraj, Bishnoi, and Vish Khan. Not bad, brother. Not bad at all. Listen, as a West Indies fan, I wish I could say I'm confident, bro. I am not. And at home, we weren't able to hold court against an England team that has never won a series at home. In India? Hello, darkness, my old friend. I feel it already, Nick. It's so frustrating. Nick,
let me just make one quick amendment. As excited as I was, I didn't realize that Boomer and Shami weren't on this list. So with the Pacers, you're going with guys that aren't as experienced as those guys. You know, Siraj is getting experience, obviously. So that would probably be the weak part right there. But you're right. You got some, I guess, all-rounders, right? That can go both ways. So you have a deeper tail end right there. So that's – and Deepak Huda, absolutely.
And to your point, one of your complaints always is, man, this Indian tail end does not wag. Well, they put some wag in it, bro, because Deepak Huda wags, cousin. That dude can rake, all right? He did some impressive things. I remember watching him on the in the IPL with the Kings 11, and Deepak Huda can save you with the bat or the ball. So I think that they're moving more towards you're going to see more of Chahar's, more Thakur's, guys that can help you.
In the third with Gaikwad, but yeah,
because there's just not enough, bro. There's not enough in that tail leg. So you've been calling it, bro, for a while. Good luck, my friend. So
all right, so let's look at your West Indies squad here. I'm going to pull that one up. And, you know, let the misery begin. Right? Let the misery begin. I'm just kidding. Hey, West Indies fans, don't forget to like and subscribe. All right. So let me see if I can shrink this just a little bit for you. There we go. We'll get it all centered. That wasn't very good. And there's your full squad right there.
Full squad, all right? And right off the bat, Nick, I am going to tell you, I'm going to start with something positive. I'm going to go with, I'm so happy to see Kumar Roach on there. And Kumar Roach is an older, more of a statesman, veteran bowler. But to your point, you talked about it with the Indian squad. What they lack is an experienced pacer, right? Right now, the West Indies, you know, in the England series, who the leading wicket taker is? Just guess.
For the West Indies?
For the West Indies right now, who's the leading wicket taker?
You know what? I haven't been following the last 2 matches. So I'm just going to throw it Hosnain. Hosnain, whatever his name is. I'm going to put that name out there.
Hussein, right? Negative. You know who the guy is? The guy that's super underrated, who nobody thinks, and even the IPL never gets a chance to play, and we both clamor for him every time he's out there? Jason Holder. Jason Holder has 11 wickets so far in this 10 or 11 wickets so far.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nick, he's an all-rounder. Okay? We don't have good bowlers. We just don't. And we don't have experienced bowlers. We got bowlers that can bowl well in the spell, like Shepherd, I think, in the third game or the second game. No, that was the third game that they won. Shepherd got himself a 3-wicket haul. After that, it's been a wicket and a 44 runs, a 13 economy rate. Bro, we don't. It drives you crazy, bro. How's an all-rounder your leading wicket taker? Nick, No,
because he's a beast, just not against Muhammad Ali.
Bro, listen, it's so frustrating. We need an experienced bowler that knows what he's doing, that knows how to bowl, and to me, Kumar Roach is that guy. All right, West Indies right now have some really good players offensively, but their bowling has let them down. And I mean, one game we lost by 1 run, whatever. But to get embarrassed today, bro, to get embarrassed by 34 runs, stop it. And again, you know, a Holder, who's been your best bowler, finally coughs one up against Moeen Ali, right? Gives up, 6 sixes in and over. But do you guys want to look at the rest of the series? West Indies fans that are going to say, well, Holder just lost today's game. He got blown up. Yeah, what happened about that 4-wicket hole he gave you in the first one when we won? What if he wasn't there? What other bowler has actually been consistent? Gosh, the bowling is so bad. So I'm so happy to see Kumar Roach back, Nick. And honestly, it's infuriating to me. Now, Pollard, there's not even a question. Fabian Allen, a lot of he's considered more of an all-rounder. Fabian Allen, Nick, to me, the guy's a great fielder. He does a lot of things good, but doesn't do anything well, if that makes sense to you. Darren Bravo, we all know Darren Bravo, remember their name. Bonner, Shamar Brooks, Jason Holder's a must. Bro, Jason Holder is a national treasure, all right? He better not pay for a meal anywhere in the Caribbean. He walks into a store and they better get him a ginger beer. It just better be waiting for him wherever he goes, all right? Shy Hope, Hussein, the original Night Watchman, all right? Oh, that's right. Azari Joseph.
Man, who inspired you?
Night Watchman, the man that inspired me. Brandon King, Nicholas Baran. We already talked about Kumar Roach Shepard, Odin Smith, and Hayden Walsh Jr., the spinner. Nick, this team, it makes me very, very nervous. I'm so happy to get a Kumar Roach in here, but as far as the bowlers are concerned, it's pretty much the same thing we saw in the T20 side, with the exception of the Night Watchman there, and it's just not enough. To face India? In India? It's not enough. And where spin is going to play, your main guy is going to be who? I mean, you've got some all-rounders like Fabian Allen that can bowl as well. But, Nick, I just don't like it. Okay, Hayden Walsh Jr., oh, man, we desperately need Kumar Roach to lead us. And that's the biggest problem with this side. It's the bowling. It doesn't matter how many runs you put up. If you cannot take wickets, you're in trouble. We talked about this time and time again. And I know I'm being Debbie Downer right now, Nick. As the way England was embarrassed against Australia, and here comes Australia's fans saying, hey, it was in Australia. Calm down there, Gabe. It was the Ashes. Okay, this is in the Caribbean, where England has never won a series. Nick, let me ask you a question. Should they even be 2-2 right now against this reeling England team that, by the way, does not have Ben Stokes, does not have Jofra Archer, does not have Captain
It's in the West Indies. That's tough, man. That's tough.
No, this is just infuriating. What happened if England did have your man, Captain America, Chris Wokes? What happened if they did have
Captain England?
Captain America, Captain England, Chris Wokes. What if it happened if they did have a job for Archer? If they did have Ben Stokes, bro, we might be looking at getting whitewashed at home. Something's got to change. Something's got to change, Nick. And fire the bowling coach. Fire everyone. Rip this program down from the ground up, because if this is the best we got, and Nick, I saw the writing in the wall in the T20 World Cup. We're defending champs. This is the best we got. You know why? I'm gonna finish this with this. You know why it's only a whiteboard tour? Because India laughed. Like, come on, really? It's not really. What? Right? I'm not even gonna bust out the Test team. What? Really? Come on, Test. Test? You talk about, bro? Coley was like, do they got a Test side? West Indies got a Test side? Are you serious right now? Come on, bro. It's infuriating. And I'm telling you right now, you better block me on Twitter. If the West Indies loses,
you run the Twitter, you gotta block yourself.
If West Indies loses this series against England at home with a depleted England squad, I'm going on the all-time rants of rants. I may get myself banned because everybody needs to get fired. Criminals. They're criminal. Oh my God. Don't even. Nick, I'm gonna let you talk.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much. So, I mean, I'm looking it up because the overall head-to-head record between West Indies and India is like 64-63. Like, it's pretty much fair, even right there. I was trying to find the last several series, and for some reason, for this record, these two teams, I couldn't find it. But overall, it's an even record. But a lot of that could be the unstoppable West Indies teams from the 70s and 80s, right?
Good days.
Just from the test matches. Just from the test matches, from what I could find, the West Indies haven't won a test series in India in quite some time. Okay.
Bro!
So I'm trying to look up if West Indies can perform well in the tracks in India, and it doesn't look recent like they've fared too well. But let me tell you about the West Indies side. They have a lot of potential firepower where we've seen all these guys go off more than once, and that's what makes me a wee bit nervous with the state that Indian cricket is in right now. That's why Rohit Sharma coming in as captain. I don't care if he doesn't even bat once. I don't care if you have him in 11 because he's not fit. His captaincy. If you're not going to give us a Virat Kohli, we need it so badly right now. We need it so badly as India fans. So I'm excited for this. The West Indies, I'm not going to sleep on the West Indies whatsoever. They're dangerous. They got a lot of firepower, and I like the players on. I like the players they chose. The players they have, I like the players that they chose. And, as long as you got a Jason Holder, which, yes, you got in there, right?
Yeah,
you got a really, really good chance. We saw Brandon Keane come into his own. We saw Nicholas Perron show some life for crying. You already mentioned Kemar Roach, first time since 2019. Pollard's going to be Pollard. I think Fabian Allen's a lot more dangerous. I get you as a fan seeing him recently, but he's dangerous. Bonner we've seen be dangerous. Shamar Brooks. But then you got Shai Hope in there, who's for me his biggest question mark. But you've got a squad that's potentially dangerous. The Indian cricket team, they're in where they're at. All right, so Gabe, you asked me. I'm going to ask you, who's your starting 11? The expert here. Let's get it.
Bro, it's so tough, right? It's so tough when I'm thinking about it. But the batting hasn't really been the issue. People are going to say that it is. So really, it's the bowling. So I may do something unorthodox. And instead of going batting heavy, because I know what you're saying, any of these guys could go over, I may go bowling heavy. I really may do that, Nick, because it's embarrassing what's gone on. And I think that if you're going to beat India, you got to be able to bowl and take wickets, man. So with that in mind, what am I going to do? First of all, no questions asked. Shai Hope, wicketkeeper, got to be there. Best wicketkeeper we have. I know you're saying he's the biggest question mark. I think in this last one of the last match, he got like 2 runs. He hasn't batted the best, but whatever, okay?
I just don't see him with a high strike rate whenever I watch him.
He's been bad. To your credit, he's been bad, but we need him in there because he's a wicketkeeper. I know people are going to say, well, Nicholas Perron is a wicketkeeper. There's a reason they have him playing in the field, guys. There's a reason. I'm just being honest. Can I be honest, man? I know I'm going to get crushed by what I said.
You can be honest. I just want to react.
I still love you guys, but come on. Behind the stumps, just saying. All right. So for me, you're going to go with Nicholas Perron. He's an important bat. Shai Hope, of course, the captain. You need those all-rounders, those spinners, because I don't even want to give anybody 4 overs. That's how embarrassed I am when it comes to this bowling. So I'm probably going to spread out the wealth. I'm going to go with the night watchman, Azero Joseph. I'm going to go with Fabian Allen. I'm going to go with Hayden Walsh Jr. Probably, honestly, Nick, I'm going to go with at least 5 batsmen. You have to. And Jason Holder, who's an all-rounder as well.
Hayden Walsh, the fielding specialist. Wow.
There's just not, but he's a spinner, right? And spin plays in India. Bro, there's just not enough bowling other than Kumar Roach now, and maybe Jason Holder. I don't give another guy 4 overs, and that's something embarrassing to say, but it's true. I do not give another guy 4 overs. Or actually,
this is ODI.
So 10 overs. Oh my God! Really? You give those guys 10 overs? Seriously? You want to break a record? You want to break a record? You want to start a new booty line?
You should be honest for once.
If you get, I will tell you like this. If you give the night watchman, if you give Okel Hussain, if you give Otis Smith 10 overs, bro, even Shepard, who didn't get himself a 3-wicket haul and then promptly gave up 44 when he only got himself 1 wicket and 4 overs, these guys are going to give you a new hootie line. Are you kidding me? 10 overs? Now I'm even more convinced. West Indies, you guys better have seriously 6 batsmen, and then the rest better be all rounders and bowlers, or somebody's gonna get pumped and become the new name for the Hootie line or the new Dinda Academy. But man, oh my gosh! Again, Pollard, Bravo, Shamar Brooks. We need that wicket keeper there in Shy Hope. Man, Fabian Allen and Nicholas Perron. Brandon King, and then take your pick, because it doesn't matter as long as the bowlers are Kamar Roach and all rounder, I should say. And that's sad that I'm calling him a bowler, but guys, I'm not lying. Go back, 10, 11 wickets. He's leading in economy rate and wickets taken in this series against England. That's a sad state of affairs, guys. That's a sad state of affairs. We need Jason Holder. We need that man on that wall. We need that man on the wall, whether you want to admit it or not. Nick.
On a minute about track? Ooh, that's going to be fun to see. It's going to be fun to see. You bring up a good point about the 10 over limit. Like, I put 6 batsmen in my lineup, but I don't think any of them could really give you a bowling spell. Rohit Sharma can if you need him to 1 or 2 overs, maybe, right? So you might be onto something. You got to get 6, whether it's all-rounder or bowlers. You got to have 6 in there so you have an option in case a guy gets – wow. So, I get – oh, man. It's interesting. Ladies and gentlemen, let us know what your starting 11. If you're a West Indies fan, tell us your starting 11. If you're an India fan, tell us your starting 11. Tell us your thoughts about this series coming up. Are we completely wrong? Is it going to be just an absolute slaughter by India?
Yes. I'm calling it right now. And then I'm going to lose my mind. I'm calling for everybody except for Jason, not the players. And I'm not complaining about the players, Nick. It's, again, you got to go to management and say, why haven't you developed bowlers? Why haven't you developed more all-rounders?
In the year of Gabe, how it continues. It's the decade of Gabe now, and it makes me so sick to my stomach.
Oh, my gosh. Well, listen, I don't feel good about it, cousin, and neither does Renil, and neither does Biggs, and neither does Don Antonio. No West Indies fans. If we can't take England at home, we're going to take India and India. Bro, I got some magic beans to sell you. I got some magic beans to sell you. You believe that?
We'll talk about that afterwards. I like to buy some. But the question is, does Pollard feel good about it? We'll find out. But let us know your thoughts. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for listening. And until next time.
That's 6 runs.